Man, as I'm starting to get into boxing, as I'm starting to work on cardio, as I'm starting to work on firearm training, like I'm realizing how important breathing is. I'm realizing and learning how important knowing how to breathe is. Like when you training for boxing, your cardio has to be on point. And when you get to a point of being tired, you know how to breathe and how to think while you're tired, and knowing how to properly breathe in them situations is vital. Because I notice, like, when I'm doing like push-ups, or when you doing strenuous physical activity and you're not breathing, then you're lessening your ability to keep moving forward. If you're not breathing, your brain is not getting oxygen. And if your brain and your heart is not getting oxygen, then you can't perform how you could if you were breathing properly. Like my boxing coach, I asked him, like, how do you breathe? And he was like, when boxers are taking punches, when they're making that noise, they're breathing while they're doing that. Because if you don't breathe and you're taking punches, you're gonna deplete. That oxygen that's flowing from your brain and your heart is not moving. So if it's not moving, then guess what? You're restricting your air and you're restricting your ability to function. So if you're restricting your ability to breathe and function while you're in a boxing match, then you're gonna get knocked out, because you can't function properly, you can't think properly, so you can't move how you could be if you were breathing properly. So when I think about firearms training, like let's say you go from not shooting a gun for 6 months, and then you go shoot a gun, you go shoot 100 rounds. After them 100 rounds of you focusing, trying to hit a target, bro, your heart rate's gonna be up. You're really gonna be like your anxiety's gonna be up. Like your heart rate, like let's say you do that, and bro, you're gonna be on the edge because you're not used to doing that. Your body's not used to being under that type of pressure of shooting a gun, because a gun is loud. A gun is, you hear the impact, you feel the impact. All your sensory, I don't know what the word is, but all of that sensory input, if you haven't had that over the last 6 months, and you go to shoot a gun 100 rounds, bro, you're gonna feel off. You're gonna be feeling shaken. Like, so it's like breathing, because when you don't shoot for a long time, you have to learn how to breathe. And when you're shooting at a target and you got to do these exercises where you have to control your breathing, let's say you got to shoot a target twice, boom, boom, and then you got to do it again, boom, boom. You have to breathe because your heart rate is gonna be up. It's like cardio, bro, when you're shooting a gun. So it's like knowing how to breathe is, and I translate that to real life. When you going through stuff, when you having trouble with anxiety and you're not breathing and you don't know how to breathe properly, it's just gonna be terrible for you. You're gonna be miserable, because if your mind is going and going and going and thinking about a certain thing, you got all this anxiety, you're not gonna think properly. And if you're not thinking properly, then you can lead down the road of self-destruction, because your mind is consistently going and going. So, what else? Yeah, like when you're going through things, knowing how to breathe. Like, I have a thing with anxiety, right? So when I'm consistently thinking about a thing, I think of your breath as a refresher. When you take that deep breath in, I think of it as a reset, because your brain has to now focus on you breathing in and out instead of whatever you were thinking about, right? So you gotta know how to breathe. And some cultures call it call it chi, your life force, your breath. Some people there are people called breatharians. They don't drink, they don't eat anything, but they just breathe and they function somehow. I don't know. Some people live off breath alone. It's a life force. Like, I encourage you guys to get into meditation, encourage you guys to learn how to breathe, because your mind is a powerful thing. You need your mind. And if your mind can't properly function, then the mental aspect of your life is, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but knowing how to breathe, learn how to breathe, bro. I've been slacking on my meditation, but now that I'm learning how to do, now that I'm learning boxing and running and doing cardio and shooting guns, I have to learn how to. I'm learning how to breathe, and it's being under stressful situations like that translate into real life, I feel like. So whenever I'm going through something at work, then I know to stop, to mindfully breathe, speak to myself in an uplifting way, because I've programmed myself to talk bad about myself when things aren't going my way. So I'm learning how to do all of that while I'm learning how to breathe. I'm learning how to mindfully speak to myself, but I'm also learning these different skills, these life-saving skills. You feel me? What I'm saying? Trying to say. So, learn how to breathe. I didn't know how to breathe. I still really don't know how to breathe, but I'm learning, right? So learn how to breathe, man. That's the whole message for today. Learn how to breathe so you can have a calm spirit. You can navigate life's ups and downs with ease. Not with ease, but you're in a calm manner, in a smooth manner. So learn how to breathe, bro. I'm out of y'all guys, man. Peace.